How can we achieve long-lasting changes in the brain? The question is really about understanding how our brains and behaviors work together to shape our daily lives. We form programs and/or habits out of the actions we do so often that they become automatic, like brushing our teeth in the morning or checking our phones. These habits, whether good or bad, have a really big impact on our everyday life. So to form habits, we have to create a conscious thought or a way of thinking. And when this is repeated over and over again, we create a neural pathway that just needs a trigger to activate it. In neuroscience and psychology, we learn that habits form through something called classic conditioning. This means if we do something repeatedly in response to a certain trigger, it becomes a habit. I've included another great video from Centis in the content area below to understand more about this really. Okay, so a key part of the human brain in creating conscious thoughts is the prefrontal cortex, located at the frontal lobes just above the eyebrows, which plays a crucial role in various high-level functions. Some responsibilities of the prefrontal cortex are decision-making, executive functions, impulse control, and emotional regulation, working memory, social interactions, personality expression, focus and concentration, and self-regulation. So to make a new habit, we need to create a conscious thought that we repeat over and over again to make it an unconscious program. And then we use a trigger or a cue that has us activate certain neural pathways associated with that habit. Then all we need to do is repeat it over and over again to strengthen the neural pathway that we have created. At the start, it's a challenge, as we need to have a bit of self-awareness and motivation to keep it going. It's about doing it repeatedly, choosing to do something until it becomes second nature. And over time, these habits can transform how we think, feel, and act, boosting our potential and our performance in every single day. So, why do you think the things that you do and act the way that you act and feel the way that you feel? Well, as I said, conscious thoughts repeated over and over again become unconscious automated habits that have you think, feel, and act in the same habitual way day in and day out. The brain, as you've learned already in the above, and your own life experiences, learns, experiments, and fails until it has success. Much like a scientist coming up with a magic formula or an invention that can be automated. So, to change the brain, we have to use a method or a formula. And that's why I've created this step-by-step guide for learning how you can achieve long-lasting changes and live the life that you want. Again, you need to be intentional and specific about your conscious thoughts so that you can repeat them over and over again to create these wanted habits. The method I've developed holds instructions that will act like a map to help you get from one point to another without having to try and figure it all out yourself, because it can get quite confusing and overwhelming when you're definitely trying to do it all on your own. So the method has only 3 steps for you to use and to follow every day, together with this journal that I've included called the Rewrite Journal. The 3 steps are easy to remember because they consist of only 3 R's: reset, rewrite, and repeat. The 3 R's are originally taken from a complex mathematical equation and codes. For those of us who are put off by complicated formulas, don't worry, the 3 R's are designed for you to engage with complex neuroscience without spending years learning its concepts. I share some examples of those complex formulas in my book and below in the content area, how the inner workings of your brain are, and how simple the 3 R's make it easy to transform your habits in spite of that. So what are the 3 R's? Catch you in the next lesson.